What's up, guys? Today we're going to be going over how to grade cards with PSA, so let's go ahead and get started. There's a little bit of a stigma going around that grading is difficult, but it's actually very simple, and today we're going to be going over that process from start to finish. This video is going to assume you already know which cards you want to grade. If you're curious how I decide that, I can make a separate video for that. So if that interests you, just leave a comment down below and I can make a video for that in the future. So first thing you want to do is go to PSA's website. Next, I'd recommend becoming a member of the Collectors Club. There are two different levels for that. I just use the standard. I don't really need the stuff that the premium membership gives you. But with the standard membership, you get access to bulk grading prices, some other grading specials, and most importantly to me, the magazine subscription. I believe by default you're signed up for the sports card magazine, but I'd highly recommend switching that over to the trading card magazine. And that magazine's themed around One Piece, Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, everything like that. And most importantly for One Piece fans out there, PSA started including some promo cards with the magazine. So last year we got an Alt Art Purple Luffy leader. I'll pop that card up on the screen. The artwork's really cool. And then in a couple months here we're going to be getting an Alt Art Boa Hancock leader. That card's also pretty sick. And those cards pretty much pay for the membership itself. So highly recommend signing up for that here. Alright, we'll pop back over to the main PSA website. And after you've signed up for the Collector Club membership and have created an account, go to the upper right hand corner and click Start Submission. Alright, now click Start, and we are now in the Submission Center. So we're going to be mimicking this existing submission here. My buddy Sam had a couple of manga cards that he wanted to grade, so we'll be using those cards for the submission today. Alright, so now we're going to click New Submission. PSA recently introduced the assisted submission option, but this video is going to be going over the classic submission. So I'll click that here. Alright, now we got to select the item type. We're grading One Piece cards, so for One Piece cards, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, just stick with the trading cards option. Next is the submission type. If you're just doing standard grading, stick with the default grading option, but there is options for like autograph, authentication, and other things. But we're just grading, so I'm going to keep that there. Alright, so the next thing we have to do is select the service level. And to figure out which service level you want to go with, you have to know a couple of things. First of which is the max insured value. That's described down here, and that's just the highest amount of compensation you can receive for something that was lost or damaged during the grading process. And usually they say that's after grading, so it's the price of the card after it's graded. And to figure out how much your cards are worth, you can either use something like TCG Player or eBay. So I'm going to pop over to TCG Player for those mangas. So first card is the Luffy from OP09. I'm going to scroll down to the listings. Looks like it's worth around 900 bucks raw. Pop over to the Sabo. I'll go down to the listings here. Looks like it's around 400-ish raw. Alright, so I'm going to pop back over here. So now that I know the value of my cards, I also have to figure out how quick I want them back from PSA. So this bulk level, you'll get them back in 45 days, but the max insured value is 200. So my cards are worth too much for that. So I'm going to scroll down. So looks like I'll be between the value max and the regular. And after that Luffy's graded, it's probably going to be worth over $1,000 bucks. So I'll probably want to stick with this regular level here. And as you can see, with that level, you should get your cards back in about 10 business days. So I'm going to go ahead and select a regular and then continue. And alright, so now we have to enter the items. So go to the search bar here, and to find the cards that we need, the easiest way I found of searching for those is by entering the year of the set, followed by the name of the card game, followed by the name of the set, and then finally the card name. We'll start with the Sabo. That came out in 2023. The card game is One Piece. The set is Kingdoms of Intrigue. And then the card name is Manga Sabo. Alright, we have a bunch of different results here. Make sure to click the right language for your card. In this case, it's English, so it looks like it's the second one. You can also verify that by hovering over the image. It'll pop open the image of the card. This is the correct one, so I will select that. I only have one, so I'll keep that one. You can optionally customize the max insured value. I'm just going to keep it default, and it just defaults to the max insured value for the service level. So I'll go ahead and hit save. Alright, next card is that Manga Luffy. That came out in 2024. The card game is One Piece. The set is Emperors in the New World, and then Manga Luffy. Alright, it looks like it's the second one. Yep, that is the correct card. I'll click on that. Only have one, and again, I won't customize that max insured value because I just want it to be default. Go ahead and click save. And right here, it shows you that both of those have been added to the submission. Down here, there's a comments or requests section. So if you want to let the graders know anything special about the cards, you can put that information down here. But generally, you'll leave that blank. So now that those have been added to the submission, I'll go ahead and click proceed to checkout. Alright, now we have to make a couple of different decisions. The first of which is how you're getting your cards to PSA. There are 3 options for that. The first of which is purchasing a prepaid label through PSA. The next is shipping on your own. And then the last one is if you're at some sort of event where PSA is present, you can just drop your cards directly off to them. I usually like shipping my cards on my own. And to do that, I buy my labels through Pirate Ship. They have good rates and also the ability to insure your package. So I like doing that just to cover my cards as they're getting to PSA. So if anything were to happen, the package is lost or stolen or something, I can get my money back for the cards. Alright, the next thing that you can choose is what happens to your cards after they've been graded. So there are 3 options for that as well. You can send them to the PSA vault, and what that is PSA basically hangs onto your cards for you and protects them. The next thing is selling them directly through eBay. So PSA will actually create a listing for your eBay cards for you so you can immediately sell them. And then the last thing is just shipping those cards back to you. So I'm going to click that option because I want those cards back. Alright, and then below here, it's probably going to be blurred out just because I don't want to dox myself. But you have to choose your return address and then enter in some of your other personal information. After that, you have to click the return shipping method. I'd recommend just sticking with the default insured shipping option. And then last but not least is your payment method, so that's just your credit or debit card. After you filled all of that information out, on the right hand side it will give you a rundown of how much everything will cost. And keep in mind that PSA actually doesn't charge you until your cards are graded and then shipped back to you. So no charge will be on your credit card or debit card until the grading process is complete. So make sure to keep that in mind as you're grading your cards. Now I'm going to click on Review Order. And this will just give you a rundown of your entire submission. So it gives you a summary of the cards that are in your submission, and then some of the other things that you selected, like how you're getting the cards to PSA, the return address, which again I'm going to blur out here because I don't want to dox myself, and then your payment method. Then you'll have one of the standard, like I read all the terms and service type of stuff, so click that box, and then now you are ready to complete your submission. Once you click place order, your submission forms will be generated, and those will go in your package when you ship it out to PSA. You'll also be given instructions on how to package everything up. PSA has some good resources on that, but I'll also be going over my process for that in the second part of the video. So stay tuned, and I'll pop over to that now. All right, now we're going to package these guys up. So first thing you want to do is make sure they are in a penny sleeve. So just standard penny sleeves are fine. After that, make sure they're in some sort of card saver. I use card saver ones. They have never treated me wrong. They've always worked great for me. After that, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to grab 2 pieces of cardboard. You're going to want to make the cardboard about the size of a card saver. So what you can do is you can grab a card saver and you can kind of use it as a stencil and then cut around it. After that, what we're going to do is we're going to arrange the cards in the way they appear on your submission form. So on mine, for example, the Saba goes first and then the Luffy is underneath of it. So we're going to go ahead and stack them like this. We are then going to put them in between the 2 pieces of cardboard. So just like so. After that, we're going to grab our submission forms. So just fold them up like this or any way you see fit. And then we are going to make sure all of this is secured together with a couple of rubber bands. I like to do 2 this way, on the top, 1 on the bottom, and then 1 this way. And now we have a little secure package like this. All right, next we're gonna wanna wrap this up in some bubble wrap for some protection. So get a little bubble wrap, surround the cards like this. If you wanna be a little more secure, you can wrap this in a rubber band or 2. So I'll go ahead and just do that, just to make sure that everything is nice and secure. It doesn't move around while it's getting shipped. You get 1 more rubber band to go the other way. All right. Next, you're going to want to get your box. So what boxes I like are the boxes you can get directly from USPS. So you can go to your post office and pick up as many of these as you'd like. For a small submission like this, I use the small flat rate box. These are nice and compact. And they fit everything just fine in there. So first things first, we're going to want to put our package in there. After that, we can kind of start putting the box together. But first, probably want to add some more padding around this so it doesn't shift during shipping. So I'm going to get a little bit more bubble wrap. So I'm actually probably not going to want something that big. I'm going to want something to put on the sides. Let me get this. Some more like this. And then probably some for the front and the back there. So I'm going to get, yeah, something like that. So maybe not that quite yet. We're going to go ahead and put this box together first.
So these boxes are really easy to put together. Kind of just do this, put these tabs in there like so. All right, and the box is kind of together now. As you can see, it's pretty good in there. I'm probably gonna want to add just a little bit more padding. So I'm gonna take this out. So I might want to cut this. Yeah, I'll probably want to cut this in half. All right, it's in half. So I'm gonna probably want to put that there for a little bit of protection, and then we can get the front after we get it all situated. So I'm gonna put this back together. All right, and probably actually are good now. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this all together, and before you actually take this off and seal it to this, I would make sure that nothing shifts around there. If it's moved like this all sounds pretty good, nothing's moving around. So it is safe to go ahead and peel this off. Get this out of the way. We'll go ahead and make sure everything is snug inside of there. And then bend this over, press down, and now we got our nice little secure package. All right, next step would be to put this barcode that PSA gives you on the box. So I'm not gonna put it here because this is where my shipping label is going to go. I'm gonna put it on the top, just front and center for them to see. So you can just use some clear packing tape and put it right over that barcode. So I'm gonna tear off a piece about, yeah, that's probably about good there. All right. Now we're gonna put that there. All right. Now it's nice and secure on the package. So once this gets to PSA, they'll scan this and it will update you online. And the last step would just be to paste your shipping label here. I usually like getting my shipping labels from Pirate Ship. They usually have very good rates, and it's very affordable. And I usually, depending on the cards, I'll get insurance through them. And all right. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can leave a comment, shoot us an email, anything like that. And have a good one. Peace.